Like many of you, we've watched the recent flooding across the country with heavy hearts. Here in Austin, we've faced our own challenges with flooding. That's why planning for the future together matters so much. The City of Austin's Watershed Protection Department is updating their 10-year strategic plan, Rain to River, and they want to hear from you. Your input will help guide investments that protect Austin's waterways and communities. The survey is available now through September 15th at raintoriveratx.com. Again, that's raintoriveratx.com. Hey y'all, it's Nikki. It is summer, and for a lot of us, that means travel. Now, I don't know about you, but I still love a physical boarding pass. It's nostalgic. And even after the trip is done, I just can't seem to throw them away. Enter FrameBridge. They make it easy and affordable to custom frame just about anything. And yes, that includes my little paper boarding passes. So hold on to your personal piece of nostalgia with a FrameBridge frame. Visit framebridge.com or visit your local FrameBridge store in South Austin on South Lamar and in Central Austin on West 38th Street to start framing. With the on-again, off-again tariffs, uncertain economy, and our growing awareness of just how much we consume and waste, it's no surprise that secondhand purchasing is more appealing than ever before. But I, for one, am not convinced it's for everybody. So today on CityCast Austin, we're talking to two local thrifting experts about where to go and why you should be shopping secondhand for just about everything. It's Tuesday, July 22nd. I'm Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Hello, I am here today with newsletter editor Kelsey Bradshaw and Paula Cox, retired teacher and expert thrifter. Hi, Kelsey. Hi, Paula.
Hi there.
Hello.
Okay, so Paula, we are so excited to be here with you because we hear that you are just the consummate thrifter. So I have so many questions because I am not a great thrifter. And I found out that Kelsey is also a thrifter.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about it. I'm not sure much more than that. But
sometimes passion is all you need. Okay, so I want to hear right away, what is your number one favorite thrift store in Austin? Why should I, someone who not necessarily into thrifting, give it a try?
I would say Treasure City, which is on East 7th Street. They get great donations. It's a great place. Their motto is solidarity, not charity. They support a lot of great causes like a prison reading program and music lessons for young people. So I love buying things there. And I found some amazing things there.
I love that. That's my partner Nicole's favorite thrift store, period. What about you, Kelsey?
So up on Burnett is the Assistance League of Austin, and it's a very small thrift store, but everything in there is perfectly priced. Like I can go in there and get a book for 50 cents, depending on what sales they're having. They have crafting stuff. They have tons of good clothes. Their furniture in there is like really, really well priced. So I'll go there and then I'll pop up the street to Next to New, which is another church-run consignment store, and it's huge, and they have tons of glass, like vases, drinking cups, plates,
really?
All of it. Yeah, all of it's in there. I've bought like a zebra border mirror from Next to New, like a big ass mirror. They have tons of clothes, like they have great purses, they have tons of art. The furniture is great. I just bought a chair from them. I looked it up online. It was $1,500 and I got it for $70. So if you ever want to know where I am, that's where I am.
If you're ever looking for me, yeah. I am at Next to New. I love that. That used to be me when it came to Joann's. It's like, if you ever can't get a hold of me, have you tried Joann's? But okay, so thrifting, Kelsey, you and Eva Ruth kind of shifted my brain a little bit about what is considered thrifting. For some reason, when I think about it, I always think about clothing. And I'm like, I never find clothing at thrift stores for my bigger body ever. But then you guys reminded me, no, it's everything secondhand, and sometimes even vintage counts as well. And so I want to kind of break into these little categories. First, we're going to start with clothing. What is on your list of thrift stores that you love for clothing?
Salvation Army on South Congress, and I love supporting Salvation Army. I love what they do, but I have found the best deals there. It is just south of Ben White, and I would say St. Elmo is the nearest cross street.
yeah.
And Nikki, I want to change your mind about thinking you can't find your size, because I find my size. And one of my great finds was tags still on Bloomingdale's 100% cashmere pants.
What?
Hell
I've been
yeah.
sleeping in those pants during the winter.
What?
I wash and dry them. They were originally $300 and I paid $3
Where?
at the Salvation Army on South First. I found a designer dress with the tag still on. It was $1,500 and I paid $7.50. And my daughter wore it to a wedding and she's a fashionista. That's where I got my Joybird leather sofa for $200. Never been used, tag still on it.
At Salvation Army. So then I need to go there, because when I tell you 90 to 95% of the thrift stores that I have gone into personally, I cannot find my actual size unless it's a muumuu of some sort, just like a large, shapeless garment or something. Or I'll just find fabrics that I like and rip it up and make something else.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, Nikki,
That's what I
you're
do.
thinking about this all wrong. I know that's super annoying to like go somewhere and them not have your sizes. You should just go and treat it as a fabric store.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's how I approach all thrift stores when it comes to clothing. I've stopped looking at the size. I'm just trying to see if there's enough fabric for me to take it and make something else out of it. But I have not been to the Salvation Army on Congress.
It's good and it's huge.
Yes, and they have a separate section for plus sizes. So for years, I've been going there on Wednesdays when clothes are half price.
I love this.
Ooh, that's a hot tip.
Is that what I'm about to do?
Well, what you have to look forward to, ladies, is when you are over 55, Mondays are 50% off everything in the whole store.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. It's dangerous.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Kelsey, what's on your list for clothing?
So Austin Pets Alive runs a bunch of thrift shops in town. And sometimes when you go in there, they'll have grown cats that are up for adoption. They have one up north. They have one in Hyde Park. They have one on Old Torf. Like they have them kind of all over the place. And I feel like the clothing sections, I don't know if they're good, but they're huge. Like there's a lot to sift through. And I have found some like real vintage pieces at these places. Of course, I cut them up and made them into something else. But there's like tons of clothes and like there's a big men's section too.
Ooh.
And I feel like when you go to some thrift stores, there's not like a ton of men's stuff. I also really like Thrift Town, and that's in South Austin. It's like at Stastny and Menchaca. And that one's like a classic thrift store. It's huge and they have like extended sizes, I feel.
So I am definitely a sifter. I know that that's hard for some people to like go through like hanger by hanger by hanger. I got all the time in the world.
Okay, but there's this lady I follow on TikTok who's a big thrifter, and her tip, if you don't have the time or the energy to like sift through everything.
That was going to be my question.
Yes. Okay, you should just look at the rack and like pick out interesting fabric and just pull. And be like, this is a fabric I'm interested in. This is a print I'm interested in. Oh, I'm looking for a black top. Here's a black top. Take a step back and see what stands out to you.
I'm really tactile and I have a technique, but I don't use my eyes. I walk down the aisle with my hand out and I touch all the fabrics.
Yes.
I'm always looking for cashmere, silk, paperweight, thin cotton with sleeves to wear in Austin, in the summer. I always score. I mean, there is never a time I don't find something really exciting. But like both of you, I love to rummage. I think it meets some hunter-gatherer instinct that we have. And you can feel good when you find it for yourself or for other people.
Yeah. I just want to agree with you, because it's like if I'm thrifting or doing secondhand stuff and I see something and it doesn't fit me, if it's something that's super vintage or something that's cashmere or silk, and I'm like, I do not trust in my abilities that much to cut up this beautiful garment, but I know somebody that it'll look good on, I'm just going to buy it. And it's already secondhand, so I'm not adding to waste or anything like that. And if I take it to that person and they don't like it, I'm going to find someone who wants this beautiful garment. And I do like thrifting for that, for gifts. Love it.
Oh, don't get me started on the holidays and thrifting.
If you're a CityCast Austin listener, you know I love Cabana Club. And in case you haven't been there yet, here's what you're missing. Cabana Club is a new establishment in East Austin. It's open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to late each night. Y'all, this place has everything. Coffee, cocktails, co-working, 2 bars, food trucks, tons of indoor and outdoor seating, public Wi-Fi, plenty of parking, an on-site speakeasy, and a swimming pool that is always 21 and up and open to the public. It makes sense as to why I'm there all the time. If you're looking for a fun space to host your next event at, the space is large enough to accommodate partial or full venue buyouts. Visit them online at cabanaclubaustin.com and follow them on Instagram at cabanaclubatx. Your East Austin oasis awaits.
This episode of CityCast is sponsored by Babbel. Learning a new language opens the door to new friends, new cultures, maybe even a whole new life. So why not start that journey today? You can start speaking a new language with confidence thanks to Babbel's conversation-based technique that quickly teaches you useful words and phrases about the things you actually talk about in the real world. I'm CityCast CEO David Plotz, and I've been learning Spanish with Babbel. Just one of the 12 languages you can learn with it, including Dutch, French, Italian, which is going to be next for me, Turkish, and Russian. I love the interactive dialogues that Babbel has, which allow me to practice what I've learned right away, and also the speech recognition function, which makes sure I'm getting the pronunciation just right, which honestly, usually I'm not. Also, I love that Babbel's lessons always cover actual things that I talk about in the real world, like food, talking to people I've just met, and also food. Staying motivated to learn a new language has never been easier thanks to real-time feedback, progress trackers, and handy visualizations in only 10 to 15 minutes a day on Babbel's mobile app or website. So get talking with Babbel. I want you to learn another language, so I'm teaming up with Babbel to gift you 55% off subscriptions, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/citycast. Get up to 55% off at babbel.com/citycast. Spelled BABBEL.com/citycast. Babbel.com/citycast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
What's on your list of thrift stores for furniture?
Salvation Army. They have one off Anderson Lane, or is it Research, in North Austin, and then the one on South Congress. They have amazing furniture.
They really do.
Almost always, they also have outdoor furniture sets, and they're like ready to go, on your patio. Yeah. And I found such wonderful deals. My Weber grill for $50.
Oh
big
my
old grill with a side burner.
Yeah.
I've seen really expensive bikes there, rugs and furniture, draperies, curtains, sheets. Those things are really big ticket items when you're setting up shop, and you can just get them for next to nothing and really good quality. You do have to put the time in unless you're really lucky, but I love doing that. And I love when someone tells me something very specific, like I need a fringe motorcycle jacket in a size small.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, now I can start looking. And I just love that.
I'll find that for you.
No, yeah, the hunting of it all is so crazy. But so for furniture, I think next to new, you could really find some good pieces there. And they're usually great quality. I feel like they clean them up there. You can go to Salvation Army and then you can pop over to Restore because they're right across the street from each other.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah. And they have lots of furniture. I don't know if it's the best place for furniture, but there's a big furniture section. You can go and get a full-size dining room table in there if that's what you need. And it's pretty well priced. I would also say, I know we're going to get into it later, but I didn't know the power that Facebook Marketplace had until I started shopping for this apartment. And the way it is drugs to me when I've never done drugs clearly, but it is drugs to me to get something off of Facebook Marketplace because it's so impossible. People are fiending on there for stuff.
Yeah.
And when I actually nab something and the stuff I've gotten off of Facebook Marketplace this year has been really, really, really good.
I only use
It's a good
Facebook
time.
Marketplace if I need something specific. If I'm like, I'm going to look for this specific thing that I want, and I
Yeah.
bet it's there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just on there all the time.
I can't handle the haggling. I can't handle it.
I know I don't like it either, but sometimes it works.
Yeah. Kelsey, I want to touch on something you said because it actually is just like a drug. It's a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
It's the same
Oh, yeah.
exact mechanism. So, maybe it's keeping us all off drugs.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the beauty of thrifting.
There it is. So, okay, I'm totally caveating right now, but I need to hear about these lamps. I have a thing about lamps. So
I have a thing about
I do
lamps.
too.
please tell me who's got good lamps.
Oh my gosh. Again, the Salvation Army, the one in North Austin, they have an entire row of lamps. And for some reason, it doesn't seem like so many people are competing for everything in that store. Like they always have good art. I mean, silk robes and things that are just fantastic, I find there.
You are blowing my mind.
They always have like Pyrex dishes in there
Oh,
too.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like when you go to an antique store, all the Pyrex is priced at like $100 million. That's not happening at Salvation Army.
Listen, I might go today. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, no,
I might
this
go
is
today.
getting me
Y'all are
hyped
convincing me.
up.
Let's talk about vintage versus secondhand. So if it's 20 years or older, it's considered vintage. If it's 100 years or older, it's considered antique. Do you prefer one or the other? Are they even different?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, everything in my house is vintage. If y'all want to go vintage shopping, come on over.
Oh my God.
You are invited, and I probably have a lamp for you, Nikki.
Oh, my heart.
But I have this preference for places that are not curated. I want to be the one to sort and find what I want.
I love that.
And I also look for anything that's just totally different or unique. And a lot of times that's vintage. I love homespun. I love something that you can tell someone took their time and creativity and energy and made it for someone they loved, probably. And I like to honor those items. Like, I think they have a personality. So I do love vintage, but I like to kind of find it on my own.
I would say that I didn't necessarily care about vintage versus secondhand. I don't think I've ever actually bought like a vintage item to actually wear. Like I think I've bought vintage items to cut up and then wear, but I don't think I've ever actually found something that fits. But I think I've become kind of a snob in that anytime I go to thrift stores now, I do get really upset with like how fast fashion is. Like the amount of like Shein that's in, like if you pop into a Goodwill, it's so depressing. And so I've become someone who, it's not even necessarily that I'm looking for vintage. I'm just looking for things that are like 100% cotton or for things that are like well made or, stuff like that. Because like everything was better quality back in the day. They didn't have Shein. They didn't have, Temu or whatever it's called. Everyone's buying clothes off of Amazon now. And I will never do that. I am a snob in that way.
Same.
It's trash. You're buying plastic trash that was made by people who are not being treated properly anyway. So I'm always looking for just like quality stuff.
Yes, I don't want to buy something that was made by a child in China.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier, I want to buy something that was made by someone's great-grandmother with great love and good stitching.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Retail is my therapy in totality, period. I don't necessarily have to buy things, but if I'm in a bad mood or I'm feeling sad, I can go to a store and, like you said earlier, just kind of run my hand along garments, and it provides that dopamine boost in my brain, right? And I, for sure, was one of those people when Shein first came out, I just was like, oh, I can't ever find fat clothes that look like this. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't do the like buying 75 things for 15 cents, but I would buy like a thing. Or like I have a cabaret troupe, so I would buy like 7 black skirts that look exactly alike. You know what I mean? Like they had a function, and I used to buy clothes constantly, not just from Shein, but just like Old Navy and blah, blah, blah. I have a retail problem. And then I went to Ghana in 2022 and I saw their textile market and their trade, and it's all our shit. It's like not all of their textiles, like they have beautiful fabrics and stuff, but like this one particular market is all our shit. as in the US, just bins and bins and bins and bins as far as the eye could see in this one market. It was just like rows and rows and rows of stores of them trying to like do something with all this clothing. And then we're like on a bus headed to another place in Ghana off Elmina Coast. And I see this just like shore full of just like garments, fabric. And it's like the shame and the like right in your faceness of it all was just what I needed. I was like, okay, heard, copy that. And now I'm so much more picky. Like I'm doing the work. I'm looking. If I can't get it anywhere else, I'll buy it new for sure. If it's well made, if it's ethically sourced, all of the things. But like my days of just like buying random shit online over.
I could probably get really emotional about like thrifting and secondhand and using and mending and all of the things. But like, I'm really anxious about climate change and I'm really anxious about like, am I recycling right? Am I doing this right? Getting stuff secondhand. Like, you know, if I need a household cleaning supply or something like that, like I'll still check a thrift store.
Yeah.
Like, why not go get a Swiffer at a thrift store?
Estate sales for all
Don't even get me
your
started.
cleaning supplies.
Oh, absolutely.
Estate sales
I get
have
everything.
me in a chokehold.
Yes.
I love estate sales.
No, I one time bought a ton of printer paper at an estate sale. And my friends were like, why did you do this? And I was like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
I have a printer. It's going to need paper. Why would I not just take this printer paper?
Listen, a huge bulk of the scarves for my hair, like jewelry that I have, tea towels for my kitchen, like plates, glasses come from estate sales.
Everything.
I love estate sales.
A curling iron, my salad spinner, all from an estate sale. But it makes me feel like it's something I can control, you know? Like I'm helping the earth by using someone else's stuff.
It's just a fun thing to do, too. It's so much fun.
And the great thing about it is that you can literally just get on Google and be like, estate sale in my area.
Estatesales.net, and you put your zip code in.
Yep. Like, it's so easy to find. Yeah.
I go with a group of friends, you know, around my age. I mean, it's really part of my social life is going to estate sales with my friends. So
I love this. I did not get a chance to hear your answer about your preference between vintage and secondhand. Do you have a preference?
For me, definitely secondhand. I mean, I like old things because they're well made, but if a store is called a vintage store, I have no desire to go there. I like finding vintage things in secondhand stores just fine. Yeah. You know, the clothes mostly don't fit me, but scarves. Nikki, you mentioned scarves. Silk scarves, love them.
I love them. So, okay, resale retail has exploded. You talked about Facebook Marketplace and, you know, there are no limits to actual stores anymore. There are pop-up markets, which I love a pop-up market, buy nothing groups. Are there other ways that you like to secondhand shop outside of the actual, you know, brick and mortar thrift stores?
Well, I'm not sure it's shopping, but I'm not above stopping on the side of the road at a bulky trash pickup.
Oh, that is shopping.
Most recently, out here by the lake, I found a painting, and the frame was out of handmade cypress. It's a painting of a swamp. There's a lot of free stuff out there. And, you know, a lot of people right now are having trouble finding jobs or getting laid off their jobs. Buying and selling whatever is like a great way to make your rent, you know?
That's true.
And I know part of the premise of buy nothing is you won't resell it, but I think that if a person needs to do that, I certainly would not begrudge them to come to my house and get all the stuff I don't want, sell it.
Please. I'm like, please come to my house and get some of the stuff and resell it. Yes, please do that.
So for me, it's really about my friends. So again, I don't know if this counts as shopping, but I feel like with my friends, whenever everybody's trying to like get rid of something, we all kind of text each other and we're like, does anybody want this? Like before I try and take it
Love that.
to a thrift store or whatever. And I've gotten some things that way. Like I think my friend was getting rid of a like pink velvet vintage like sofa chair. Yeah. And I think she was like, yeah, if you give me like $50 for it. And I was like, fine, that totally works for me. Like had a really nice chair for a while. So like going to my friends is a thing. And then recently this past year, I've had a friend of a friend who's hosted a clothing swap. And I've written about this in the
Yes.
newsletter because it was the most fun thing that's ever happened to me. But just like hosting clothing swaps with friends, I think is a really awesome way to like clean out your closet, to go shopping, to thrift, to do the whole thing. We all just like went over to this girl's house and everyone just laid out all this stuff they didn't want on the grass. And then you could just take whatever you wanted. Like nobody had to pay anything. Everything got a new home, and the stuff that didn't get a new home, she took it to the Austin Pets Alive thrift store down the street in Hyde Park. So
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that.
I love a clothing swap. There's a girl
Yeah.
in town named Christabel Nunez, and she does a plus size clothing swap. And it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I love that because it's like there are some things that I have that I'm like, I can no longer wear this, or this is no longer my style. I'm kind of one of those people that my style changes sometimes, and I'm like, I can't even picture myself wearing that anymore. But I love it. And I want to see it on someone else, or I want to know that someone else saw it and was like, oh my God, this is amazing. You know what I mean? Like I have this attachment to certain pieces of clothing, and I feel like swaps are perfect for that. Like some of my favorite times have been like somebody will see some ridiculous thing that I bought because I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And they'll see it and be like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Who could possibly be getting rid of these? I love that feeling. I love swaps for that. I love swaps. What about you, Paula?
Yeah, I do too. But the clothing swaps that I've been to either had very few things in my size or nothing in my size. And the clothes that I was bringing aren't going to fit any of my friends, you know.
Oh, I'm giving you this information.
Yes. And I mean it, Nikki. Come to my house. I will give you some nice things.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
being in the same house for 35 years, I don't want to have the same things for 35 years. So I'm
Right.
constantly swapping out. And, you know, what's a glow up for me, you know, may be vintage for you. You know, or I'm saying what I'm getting rid of when I get something new is
Yeah.
probably vintage and you might like it. So.
Yeah.
It's a hot summer in Salt Lake City, and Cozy Earth is the local company to cool down your sleep. We are done fighting over the thermostat in my house. It's finally happened because the sheets do the cooling work now. And here's some fun research I learned. Cooler temperatures facilitate your body's natural drop in core temperature at night, which promotes the release of melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep. All that to say, cooler sheets can lead to faster sleep onset and improved sleep quality. These are the hottest nights of the year. So order some Cozy Earth sheets today. Try them now. You've got a 100-night sleep trial, which means it's a risk-free experiment that could rock your world. And it's wickedly affordable with our 40% off promo code, all caps, Salt Lake. That's CozyEarth.com, promo code Salt Lake for 40% off. Sleep cooler, lounge lighter, stay cozy.
So other than swaps, like how do we feel about pop-up markets? Because I also love a market, like a pop-up market, kind of like outside somewhere, and different people are selling different kind of secondhand stuff.
I like those. The prices usually are too much for me.
Yeah. Pop-ups are really hit or miss for me too, because I don't care about a curated thing. And often when it is curated, that gives them reason to make it more expensive, which is understandable.
Yeah.
Like you went and did the sifting yourself. Absolutely. You should charge for that. But yeah, no, I'd rather just go to a thrift store.
So, okay, say I'm new to Austin. What tips would you give someone new to thrifting in our city?
I would say just get out there, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get out there. Yeah.
I mean, there are so many thrift stores. There's Thriftland, Thrift Town. They're all fantastic. Garage sales are fantastic. The absolute, cheapest, if you're just looking for a way to set up your apartment, garage sales are wonderful in Austin. And I mean, people will try to just give you stuff. I got my washer. It's a $900 washer for $50 at a garage sale. It was $200 and it was supposed to be half price the next day. And I said, would you be willing to sell it today for half price? And he said, yes. And then when I paid him, he goes, well, I said 100 and it's half off, so it's 50. He just got,
What?
he was just giving me a good deal on it,
Listen.
And man, it is awesome. I love it.
Garage selling is a part of my childhood. My grandma used to take me and my sister and my cousins almost every Saturday to garage sales. And then when she couldn't drive anymore, my mother would then take us and my grandmother to go garage sailing. And I think it's kind of where my like love of estate sales and stuff has come into play, you know? It's kind of nostalgic for me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, my mom would take me to garage sales and estate sales, and like I have vivid memories of someone being like, this is $2, and her being like, how about $1? And I'd be like, oh my God, Mom.
Yes.
But now when we go out shopping, I'm like, hell yeah, girl, haggle with them. I'm not going to do it. I'm too scared,
I'm not gonna
but
do
you
it.
do it.
I'm the world's worst haggler ever.
Me too.
If you tell me $20, I'm like, cool, $20.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it. But I'm really curious about, you mentioned earlier a bunch of things, Paula, that you have found that is just mind-blowing. What would you say is your best thrift store find in Austin to date? Like that you still are just like, I cannot believe that I got this thing for this much.
I got a rug at St. Vincent de Paul, which used to be on South Congress.
Yes.
And I worked downtown, and I would, once a week, whatever their discount day was, I would go there. Other people were going to happy hour. I was going to St. Vincent de Paul. And I got a rug for $35. And I loved it, and I brought it home, and it had a tag on it from Deep Eddy Cleaners that it had just been cleaned, and it had the date on it. And my sister said, that's a really, really expensive rug. And she ended up doing a little research, and it was appraised for insurance at $9,000.
What?
It's the rug that's in my living room to date, and this was 15 years ago.
What?
But it was made in Tibet. It's hand woven, hand dyed, and it's gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
None of mine compare to that.
I don't like to say that I have a rug that's worth that much. It's the most valuable thing I have next to my car.
Yeah.
But it's valuable to me because I love it. I love the way it feels.
And you paid
$35.
$30.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was quite some times before I realized that it was so valuable, you know, and I did have a moment of guilt about it. But then I would drive by and see all the rugs that were out in the rain at that place because they had more donations than they had space for. And sometimes things were just outside getting ruined. So I didn't feel bad about it. I take good care of it and I love it.
Gave it a good home for 15 years. Yes. Kelsey, I love your face right now. Kelsey's face is just like
Literally,
frozen
I'm like,
in disbelief.
well, so the joke I love to make that I will force you guys to sit through is that my best thrift store find is my rescue dog because he is thrifted and he was free.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's sweet.
I'm always looking at him being like, wow, I can't believe I thrifted you. So there's that. I got my sewing dress form. I got it at the Round Rock Antique Mall for $50, which is good, but it's still too expensive. I know they're like $300, but I did do that. And then
That's a great deal.
That's a great deal.
my other thing is an estate sale find. I bought a serger machine to serge my clothes for $75, and it's one from like the 90s that I think is like $1,500 now. It's a Bernina serger.
Oh, I know what that is. Yeah.
I
Yes.
stocked it online. Like I go and look at estatesales.net every week and I look at all the estate sales to see which ones like are worth going and standing in line and waking up early and doing the whole thing. I was like waiting outside for an hour and a half. And when I went in there, you know, they hand out those stickers that say sold so you can claim something. I went in there, I found the sewing room and I smacked that sticker on there. And a girl behind me went, oh man, that's what I was coming for. And I was like, oh, that's tough.
So sad. Got to be a little quicker than that.
It was really, really exciting.
So, okay, I think for me, so my grandma used to have this very specific, like, patent leather 1950s, like, snap clothes bucket bag. And I love that bag. And I don't know why. I think it's just nostalgic. I was at an estate sale, and when I go to estate sales, the first thing I look for are purses. And I walk into this estate sale off of Mesa, far west in Mesa, this beautiful, beautiful house. And sitting there, just like on top of a dresser, was the exact replica of my grandma's purse. And I was like, no way. And I opened it up and it still had the mirror in the sleeve. The inside was perfect. Like I grabbed it so fast. And I was like, okay, what am I willing to pay? What is my bottom line? And I was like, okay, 150 is high, 150, 200. And I take it and she goes, oh, okay, that'll be $7. And I was like, what? $7. Yeah. I still have that purse. And that was like 10 years ago. I still have that purse. That to me, that feels just like, man, I won that day. If I don't get anything else, I won that day. And every time I use it, I'm just like, it just takes me back to being 6-year-old Nikki walking around with my grandma's purse.
That's a great find.
Okay, so last question. Are there any thrift stores in Austin that no longer exist that you wish still did?
I miss St. Vincent de Paul on South Congress. And there may be another one somewhere way north, but I'm a South Austin Bubba, you know.
Yeah, I'm a South Austin girl.
There was a Texas thrift on I-35 and Cameron Road.
It moved. It's gone, but I think it exists elsewhere now. I'm pretty sure.
And it was a good one. It was huge.
Yeah.
I loved that one as well.
Yeah.
What about you, Kelsey?
I feel like there's one I'm not remembering that I was like, dang.
Was it Hope on Airport Boulevard?
What is that?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Hope on Airport.
Yeah, it was right at I-35.
I know what you're talking about.
Right near Texas Thrift, but a little bit further south.
Yeah, because I feel like I did a day where I did like both of those, and I was like, this is a great day.
That was a really good one.
But yeah, I don't know if I've been here that long for any of my favorites to close.
Well, we might lose Treasure City. We're hoping that we don't. There was a moment there where we thought they were going to close the doors.
They're staying in their current location till August 31st.
Yes.
Our news reporter, Paula.
Well, it is my favorite thrift store.
Yeah.
They're fundraising, you know, for support for their move right now. So there's a GoFundMe set up.
It's a great place.
And, you know, it's run as a co-op. There's not a boss. And so it's a, you know, collaborative effort amongst a fairly small group of people. So if they can keep that going, that'd just be amazing. Their original location was on East 12th Street. And I think that was like, I don't know, 15, 16 years ago. It was tiny, but jam-packed, like just my kind of place.
It's still tiny and jam-packed. I love it. I love it.
But it's not gross, you know?
It's not gross.
It's like got a certain order. Like I've been to some places where you're like, you like to rummage, here you go. But I don't want to be filthy, you know?
Like the Blue Bin.
Oh yeah, I've never been to the bin still.
Oh, don't do it. The Goodwill Blue Bin store.
Oh no, y'all. I love it.
You got to put your gloves on and do the whole thing. I want to go.
I put on my gloves. I put on the whole get up and I was still like, I got to get out of here.
I kind of want to do a movie about that place because I've never seen anything like it. I think incredible. Most people have never seen anything like it.
Yeah. It is something to see. It's an experience. It really,
when
really
they blow the whistle and people run and start throwing things. I mean, to me, that's a dramatic moment. It's like the running of the bulls in Pamplona.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like that's what we're all going to be doing together.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
And then we're going to go to Paula's house and go shopping after.
Yes. I love this. Kelsey, Paula, thank you so much for talking about thrifting with me today. I really appreciate it. Y'all might have changed my mind. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to the Salvation Army. That's just about to happen, period.
Yes.
Well, their air conditioner doesn't always work real well. I'm going to warn you.
Okay. All right.
Go in the morning.
Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it.
Oh, this has been so much fun. I loved hanging out with y'all.
Yeah.
That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. Thanks to Paula Cox and Kelsey for sharing your expertise. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend that you want to go thrifting with? Rate the show, leave us a review, and of course, subscribe to our Hey Austin newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.